Hey guys, how are you? Welcome into a Monday morning episode of the Daily Juice Podcast. My name is Matt Perrault. How are you guys? Thank you for watching and listening to this podcast each and every morning. You guys can follow me across all socials at Sports Talk Matt is my handle. We've had a lot of fun over there. If you're a Chief fan, sorry. I've been enjoying myself at your expense. It's fun. You guys are all riled up because your quarterback is a crybaby and he's whining and he's upset because the referee has called a penalty that was a penalty. So egregious so that the referee said, well, I wouldn't have called it if I couldn't. He was so far offsides I couldn't see the ball. Tony wasn't just like a little offsides. He was really offsides. Mahomes, the whole Chiefs brass, all of them embarrassed the holy heck out of themselves. Imagine winning a football game and having the guy come over that you just beat, and instead of saying good game, and he starts whining about, I can't believe it. What a call. What a bleeping. So, sorry. If you follow me on socials, you know I've been having some fun tonight with the Chiefs. I'm enjoying myself. They've lost 3 out of 4. It's a fun time, unless you're a Chief fan. Then it's no fun. Then you're blaming Taylor Swift for showing up and now the team losing back-to-back games with her there. They didn't lose back-to-back games with her there the previous 3 years. And now she's there, so it's Taylor's fault. It's all too good. It's all too fun. This podcast is being brought to you by OmahaSteaks.com. OmahaSteaks.com. You guys go there. Half off sale going on across the entire site. And when you go to checkout, use the code JUICE. You will save $30. Many of you guys have been showing me your receipts for OmahaSteaks.com. You're taking advantage of the gift idea I chucked out to brothers, in-laws, bosses. It's a great way of, saying Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, Happy Holidays to whomever by going ahead and using that code JUICE at checkout at omahasteaks.com. Minimum purchase may be required. Promo code JUICE at checkout. Okay, so really a flat day yesterday. We get the Browns right. We get my teaser right. Bills money line. If you jumped on that, I told you about that. Bills money line. I was harping on that for a week, beating the Chiefs outright, but took 7.5 just because. So it was like, okay, I'm going to take the 7.5, but I think the Bills win the game, so bet the Bills money line, sprinkle there, but also take the 7.5 just in case. We were good either way, with that game. If it gone into overtime, we would have been good. The Wong teaser missed because of the Colts getting their doors blown off at the Bengals. The Bears did what the Bears were supposed to do. The Bears won. Colts did not, so we missed that. We almost got the over for the Lions and the Bears. That was, man alive. I mean, just embarrassing. Missed kicks, awful offense. I'm not sure who is sinking faster right now, the Lions or the Chiefs. It's remarkable, but they both probably win their division, but it's not like a foregone conclusion right now because the Packers and the Broncos are like, hey, did you guys forget about us? Because we're kind of still here. Chiefs have a 1-game lead over the Broncos. Packers play tonight. We'll talk about that game here in just 1 second, but really kind of a bummer there. So 2-2 on the official plays, but we lost one of the teasers, so it's down 0.3 there. We went 3-1 on the player props. CeeDee Lamb did not come in, but the other 3 did hit, including a plus money hit on DJ Moore over 5.5 receptions at plus 105. So that kind of softened the blow a little bit there. So we kind of wound up maybe down 0.1, barely anything. It was a flat Sunday. So kind of a crap week, obviously. I haven't added up everything, but it was 100% a losing week. And I think that means back-to-back losing weeks to start, right? We had a losing week in the first week and a losing week in the second week. So not a great November going right now here for the Daily Juice. But, these are the ups and downs. We had a good September, a good October, both winning months in both those months. We're not going to have a winning month every month. It's just not going to happen, okay? This was bound to happen. I was bound to cool off. But the good news is I hit a ton of bets yesterday, and I feel really good about the week. I feel good about how I'm seeing the board. I feel good about the way that I'm approaching things because, we got the Bills money line right like we talked about. Team total Dallas Cowboys over. We got that. Kings and the Rangers under. Got that. Vegas Golden Knights under in the first period. Got that. The other teaser I talked about, the Broncos and the Saints, that teaser came home. That hit. So yesterday was a good day. Yesterday was a really, really solid day for me. I wound up about 5 units personally yesterday with all the bets I hit. So I feel good about going into the week, even though it was a flat day on the pro for the official plays for us. I feel good about the other stuff. So let's get into it. We got 2 games tonight for Monday Night Football. Look, if you want to go ahead and tease these games together, you can if you want to, okay? You can take the Packers down to a pick. And then on the other side, you can turn around and you can then take the Dolphins from 14 down to 8 if you want, okay? I'm not going to do that here because I feel like I was very lucky to win that bet with the Bills. And there was a block in the back that didn't get called in that game that everyone saw, including me. And I was like, you're going to call that? You're going to call that? You're not going to call that. Okay, game over. Ravens win, which is good. Got the teaser home for us. But I feel like I should stay away from teasers tonight. So I'm not going to tease this game. And normally this would be something I would do. Tonight, I'm just going to go with straight bets or straight, individual bets. Let's start with the Packers and their game against the Giants. All right, the Giants are off of a bye. They won 2 games going into the bye. Everyone thinks that Tommy DeVito is going to come in here and play well and that this team's going to be in this football game. I actually really disagree. I know people in contests who have used the Giants at plus 6.5, and they think the Giants coming off of a bye that they're going to be good. And I can't get myself to believe it. I just can't bring myself to go, okay, look at the numbers. The Giants have the 31st rush defense, opposing yards per rush at 4.8. They have the 24th worst defense with giving up rushing attempts and the 29th worst rushing yards per game given up. They give up 1.5 rushing touchdowns per game. That is 31st in the NFL. You can run all over the Giants, but it doesn't get much better in the passing attack either. The Giants give up 6.7 yards per pass play. That's 23rd in the NFL. They give up 228.3 yards per game through the air. That's 21st in the NFL. I mean, overall, they give up 24 points per game. That's 26th in the NFL. And Jordan Love has been playing his tail off. Their offense has been really good. Green Bay's offense, the Giant offense is horrible. Second to last in the league, 13 points per game. Green Bay's defense is good. 20.3 points per game is 11th best. 4.1 yards per play, awful, second worst. 5.2 yards per play given up for Green Bay. Green Bay's defense should go to work here, okay? I think this game could very well go under 36.5 because I don't think the Giants score. Now, if the Giants play really well defensively, that's where you're like, Matt, look at their numbers and what they've done in the past. Look at their totals. This team is 0-5, 5-0 to the under at home this year. But it's not because of their offense. It's because of who they've played. Let's go back and let's go from just October 1 on at home. Against Washington, 14-7. Game goes under by 16 points. Against the Jets, 13-10, a loss. Game goes under by 11.5 points. Against New England, 10-7. Goes under by 19 points. Washington, the Jets, and the Patriots. Offensively, Green Bay right now is way better. Way better than those 3 teams. I know they went on the road to the Bills and only gave up 14 points, and that game went under. They went on the road to the Dolphins, gave up 31 points, but they only scored 16, so that game went under. I know they got shut out against Dallas, but they gave up 40 points against Dallas. They were shut out at home again, or they gave up 3 points against Seattle, 24-3, but that was with Geno. On the road, they won 31-28. They gave up 28 points. That was when the Cardinals were really bad, and that was before they got their quarterback back with Kyler Murray. Look, I just think Green Bay is going to score 24 points tonight, okay? I'm not going to really overthink this. I think Green Bay has done really well offensively. They've scored 27, 29, 23, 19, and 20 over their last 5 games. They're 3-2 to the over those last 5 games. But given the way Jordan Love has been playing, the way these receivers have been playing, they're throwing the ball. And I mean, it's been impressive to watch over the last couple of weeks in terms of just completion percentage, and his just being comfortable in the pocket. It's been wild to watch. I'm going to lay the 6 points. There's money coming in on the Giants. I'm going to go against the line move here. I'm going to lay the 6. Green Bay, -6, 1.1 units down on the Giants on Monday night. Now, the other bet you could make if you want is the team total, which is 20.5 for the Packers. I think they scored 21 points, or 24 points, really. I think they're scoring 3 touchdowns and a field goal tonight against the Giants. Giants corners aren't good. Their pass rush is okay. Jordan Love's mobile. Jordan Love's receivers, I think, are going to have a big game. Look, I don't understand it. This feels like a head fake. Like the pros are dropping this number down to come in and bury on Green Bay on Monday. They're going to unload on the Packers. I don't care that the Giants are off of a bye. It's the Giants. All of this, like Tommy DeVito stuff, I feel like it's actually like a detriment right now. Tommy DeVito's hanging out at bars in New York and people are taking pictures and photographs of the guy. It's Tommy DeVito. It's a quarterback of Syracuse. What are we doing? Green Bay, -6. Give me the Packers, -6 for 1.1 units. If you want extra, I have bet the team total over 20.5 as well. Okay, Dolphins against the Titans. This is a really hard game. Total's 46. Tennessee's bad. Like they're bad. We know they're really bad. They're 1-6 ATS on the road, but the number is 14. 14. Total is 46. This is where I think going to alternative numbers, and DraftKings lets you do this. Team totals come into play. So Miami's 8-4 ATS. They're 4-1 at home ATS. They're scoring a ton of points. This offense is going to go to work. I mean, it's actually pretty scary here. The Titans' pass defense is so bad. It's 27th in opposing yards per pass play, 22nd in yards per game given up. They get thrown on a ton. Now, it's really hard to run on these guys, okay? So I don't recommend a lot of the running props here for the Dolphins, although they do run the ball a lot, A-Chain and having Mostert and company. But fourth in opposing rushing yards per game, and 14th, only 106 yards per game given up on the ground for this Titans defense, okay? So they're hard to run on, but they do give up 21.3 points per game. Miami's got the second best offense in football with 32 points per game, and they can throw and run on anyone and everyone. Number one rush offense, yards per rush. They go a $143 per game. That's second best. They pass for 285.1 yards. That's number one in the NFL. 70% completion is number one in the NFL. 8.4 yards per pass play is number two in the NFL. And they're at home. DraftKings has the team total for the Dolphins. You can move it to 29.5. It's -125. But if you don't have it, it's 30.5. 30 is the key number in this game. But the Dolphins average 32 points. Okay. So you might go like, can the Titans keep them under their average? I don't know. I really don't know. Again, they're 6-1 to the under on the road, the Titans, okay? But it's not because of the Titans' defense. It's because of the Titans' offense that they've gone under on the road. Give up 34 points in their last game on the road to Jacksonville, all right? I think if Jacksonville can score 34 points on this team, the Dolphins can put up 31 or more. Tampa put up 20 points on this defense. The Steelers put up 20 points. The Steelers put up 20 points on this defense on the road. Indianapolis put up 23 points. Since Cleveland put up 27 points. That was with, obviously with their starting quarterback in Deshaun Watson then. But I don't like this Titans team. I'm not laying 14 points, but I'm going to take the Miami Dolphins team total over 29.5. Team total for the Dolphins. I think 30.5 is okay as well. I'll lay a little extra juice. I'll lay the -125 to get under 30. But Dolphins team total over 29.5 for 1.25 units. And again, something I have bet if you want extra. Tua over 286.5 passing yardage. Again, like I told you, they average 285. They're going to go over, I think he goes over 286. You can talk about, the props for Hill are stupid. It's 106.5, his yardage props. But Waddle's only 66. I don't mind Jalen Waddle over his, but just take the quarterback in Tua. As long as he stays healthy and in the game, I think he'll be able to put up more of this number. I think this is a 300-yard passing game for Tua. I expect big plays all over the place here from Miami. I don't mind laying 14 points. I'm just not really interested in doing that. Again, I would tease it down, but I'm not going to do that tonight. I'm just going to go ahead and take Dolphins team total over 29.5 for 1.25 units. And finally, one game in the NBA to jump in on here, and the Pacers are on the road at Detroit. Number is 6.5, opened 8. It's coming down. Again, this is the second time I'm going to bet against a line move here because Detroit is atrocious. They are 3-7-1 ATS. This is the worst basketball team, arguably, in history. Okay, you have to go back all the way to the 28th of October to find a win for the Detroit Pistons. They are absolutely awful. Indiana beat these guys by 23 points. At home now, but the one time that they played at home, they ran them straight off the court. I think the same thing's going to happen. Why? Well, the Pacers are coming off the loss to the Lakers in the in-season tournament final, where they fought hard, they played really hard, and I felt like they took a big step forward. I felt like that's a team that you're like, okay, let's see what you guys can look at. Let's see what you guys can do. Because now I think they believe in themselves. And Aaron Nesmith's a game-time decision, okay? So, Nesmith, rather. Hopefully he winds up playing. But really, as long as Halliburton's in the game, I think we're good. And again, the Pistons are 1-10 on the road this year. Sorry, 1-10 at home, rather, on the year. Pistons are 5-3 on the road. Number is 6.5. You might go like, Matt, that's a little bit heavy for a team that's only 12-9 ATS and 5-4 on the road. But again, I liked what I saw out of the growth in the in-season tournament. And this is their first time to get their bad taste out of their mouths against an awful team in Detroit who can't score, who can't do anything. And this would be like, if you lose to the Pistons or you don't blow the Pistons out in your first game after the in-season tournament, not that it diminishes what you did in Vegas, but you want to keep that momentum going. You want to be like, hey, look, we proved something. We're one of the best teams in the Eastern Conference. Let's keep it going. Let's roll here. We beat Milwaukee by 9. We beat Boston by 10. We were dogs to Miami. We beat them. We lost to the Lakers by 14. We didn't cover, but that was just, bad matchup and LeBron and everything else. Indiana is much better than Detroit. I don't get the line move. I'm going to lay 6.5. Indiana minus 6.5 up against the Detroit Pistons on the road here for 1.1 units. All right. There are some other games in the NBA. It's a big NBA slate here for today. Very small college basketball slate. There's nothing there, and a small NHL slate as well. Not a lot there. Denver and Atlanta is an interesting game just because Denver is exhausted. I mean, the Nuggets just have not looked like themselves at all, and they're favored on the road at Atlanta, which is a little bit weird. They've lost 3 games in a row. They lost to the Rockets. They lost to the Clippers. They lost to the Kings. But the Hawks have lost 4 of 5, and, they're 3-6 at home. But Denver's 5-8 on the road. So, I don't know. That may be a game you want to bet in-game, but pre-flop, I look at the Hawks on that side and going like, how are the Hawks dogs at home to the Nuggets? I know it's the Hawks, but it's, yeah. You have San Antonio and Houston battling tonight, which is a game which is pretty interesting. The Clippers in Portland. I would lean towards the under for Clippers in Portland just because the Clippers have been just one of the best under teams in all of basketball. Let me see if I can pull that stat up because to give you an up-to-date let me see. Yeah. Up to date Portland at home unders. Yeah. Oh, Clippers are 14-6-1 to the under overall this season. And I think if you look at them tonight up against Portland, I think you're going to see a very favorable matchup to the under in this one. Real quick, let me just pull that up to see the numbers here. Yeah, they are 8-1-1 to the under when they are at home and 7-6 to the under for Portland on the road. Total this game is 220. So you want some extra there, I'll probably be on the under. Late night game on the West Coast, 7:30 Pacific time, 10:30 Eastern. Looking for some late night action. Clippers, Portland under. But officially, Packers minus 6, 1.1 units. Dolphins team total over 29.5 for minus 125. Pacers minus 6.5 at minus 110. 3 bets on a Monday. Let's start off the week on a good week. I gave you some extra plays you guys can have as well. You can do what you want with those. Let's hopefully have a good start, good Monday, get off to a good start here and have a good winning week this week to kind of snap this little 2-week losing streak that we are on. My name is Matt Perrault. Follow me on socials at Sports Talk Matt every morning. The Daily Juice Podcast. Always being brought to you by OmahaSteaks.com.